The 1960s through the 1980s gave us jukebox heartbreak, late-night radio magic, and voices that could stop you cold. Sylvia was lighting up country radio with a crossover hit nobody saw coming. And near the very top, Jeannie C. Riley delivered a small-town story that turned into a national sensation. These are unforgettable one-hit country women whose moment in the spotlight still echoes today. Number 12, Someone is Looking for Someone Like You by Gail Davies.
Nobody cares where you're going.
At number 12, we start with a smooth early 80s gem that quietly carved its place in country history. Released in 1980 on Warner Brothers, Gail Davies' Someone is Looking for Someone Like You climbed into the country top 20 and showcased a softer, more polished Nashville sound that was beginning to define the decade. Davies was already respected behind the scenes as a producer and songwriter, but this single became her most recognizable moment with mainstream listeners. Interestingly, she was one of the first female country artists to produce her own records, which was rare at the time and not always welcomed by industry traditionalists. Picture a warm summer evening with the radio humming softly through the kitchen while this hopeful melody floated through the air.
And you could be gaining if you...
Though Davies continued working in country music, this song remains the one most casual fans remember, a gentle reminder of country's evolving sound at the dawn of the 1980s. Number 11, Until I Met You by Judy Rodman.
There's a room in my father's house.
Sliding into number 11 is a mid-80s ballad that briefly put Judy Rodman in the national spotlight. Released in 1986 on MTM Records, Until I Met You reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart. Marking a career peak that many artists spend a lifetime chasing. Rodman's path to success was not easy. Earlier in her career, she suffered a serious vocal injury that forced her to relearn how to sing properly. That struggle added a quiet emotional depth to her performances that listeners could feel. Imagine a late-night drive down a 2-lane highway, dashboard lights glowing softly as this tender love song filled the car. While Rodman later transitioned into songwriting and vocal coaching, this heartfelt hit remains her defining moment, proof that sometimes one perfect song is all it takes to leave a lasting imprint on country music history. Number 10, If I Were Smart by Shelby Lynne. At number 10, we move toward the late 1980s with a voice full of promise and Southern soul. Shelby Lynne's If I Were Smart, released in 1989 on Epic Records, cracked the country top 25 and introduced listeners to a singer who blended traditional country feeling with a modern edge. Lynne was critically praised from the beginning, but commercial momentum never fully matched the early buzz in the country market. Ironically, she would later reinvent herself in the Americana and pop worlds, earning a Grammy years after her initial country breakthrough. Picture a small-town radio station spinning this track on a quiet afternoon. The kind of song that makes you pause mid-conversation. While Lynne built a respected long-term career in the classic country memory bank, this early hit often stands as her most recognizable moment from the era. Number 9, It Only Hurts for a Little While by Margot Smith.
Only hurts for
Coming in at number 9 is a song that perfectly captured country's late 70s emotional style. Margot Smith released It Only Hurts for a Little While in 1978 on Warner Brothers, and it quickly climbed into the top 10 on the country charts.
Can I do? It only hurts.
Smith had already tasted success earlier in the decade, but this remake became the recording most strongly tied to her legacy. The song itself had been recorded before by pop artists, yet Smith's country interpretation gave it fresh, emotional weight. You can almost see couples slow dancing under dim, honky-tonk lights while her voice floated across the room.
That's what they say.
Despite several chart appearances, time has narrowed mainstream memory to this signature performance. Today, it stands as a snapshot of the smoother, more crossover-friendly country sound that was quietly reshaping Nashville in the late 70s. Number 8, Who's Cheatin' Who by Charlie McClain.
Where you look, you can write a book on the trouble with a woman and a...
Number 8 brings a little more bite and attitude to the countdown. Charlie McClain's Who's Cheatin' Who, released in 1980 on Epic Records, surged into the country top 10 and became her most widely remembered radio staple.
Thought I knew him well, I really couldn't tell that he had another lover.
McClain had a string of chart activity, but this song's sharp storytelling and catchy hook gave it unusual staying power with fans. Behind the scenes, she battled the pressure of being marketed heavily toward the country pop audience at a time when the genre was rapidly shifting.
As long as they keep out of sight, but still you wonder who's...
Picture a busy dance hall floor, boots tapping in rhythm as the chorus kicked in. Even decades later, this track still pops up on classic country playlists. While McClain enjoyed a respectable run, this sly, knowing hit remains the one that most listeners instantly recognize. Number 7, Nobody by Sylvia.
Sitting in a restaurant, she won't bite. I seem to recall.
Right at the midpoint of our countdown sits one of the biggest crossover moments of the early 1980s. Sylvia's Nobody, released in 1982 on RCA Records, shot all the way to number 1 on the country chart and even crossed into the pop top 20. The song's playful delivery and polished production helped it explode far beyond traditional country audiences, yet that massive success became a double-edged sword. Follow-up singles never quite matched the same cultural impact. If you were anywhere near a radio in 1982, you probably heard this one pouring out of car speakers or roller rink sound systems. The song captured a lighter, more pop-friendly side of country that defined the era.
We came back home, got ready for bed.
Even now, Nobody remains Sylvia's signature moment and one of the most recognizable country pop hits of the decade. If these classics are bringing back memories, hit that like button and subscribe. We post new country countdowns every week, keeping the golden years of music alive for fans just like you. Number 6, Color Him Father by Linda Martell.
The man in my house, he's so big and strong.
At number 6, the countdown takes on deeper historical weight. Linda Martell's 1969 recording of Color Him Father, released on Plantation Records, broke into the country top 25 and made her one of the first black women to achieve national success in country music.
Studying hard all day in school. Trying very hard.
Martell's journey was anything but smooth. Despite strong audience response, she faced significant industry barriers that limited her long-term momentum. Her Grand Ole Opry appearance remains a landmark moment in country history. Picture families gathered around a living room console radio as her warm voice told a story of quiet appreciation and love.
Man, he got killed in the war. Mama and 7 kids.
Though her time in the mainstream spotlight was brief, Martell's impact runs far deeper than chart numbers. Today, this song stands as both a touching tribute and an important chapter in the ongoing story of country music's evolution. Number 5, Somebody's Knockin' by Terry Gibbs.
I was knocking, should I let him in? Lord,
Breaking into the top 5 is one of the most instantly recognizable country pop hooks of the 1980s. Terry Gibbs released Somebody's Knockin' in 1980 on MCA Records, and it quickly climbed to number 1 on the country chart while also earning a Grammy nomination.
he must have tapped my telephone line.
Gibbs brought something unique to the stage. Blind since infancy, she relied entirely on her powerful voice and piano skills to connect with audiences. The song's mysterious, slightly haunting tone helped it stand out on crowded radio playlists.
He must have tapped my telephone line.
You can almost hear it echoing from a roadside diner jukebox late at night. Despite early momentum, Gibbs never quite matched the same level of commercial success again. Still, this unforgettable hit continues to knock on the door of country nostalgia playlists more than 4 decades later. Number 4, Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue by Crystal Gayle.
Don't know what's come over you.
At number 4 sits one of the smoothest crossover ballads of the entire era. Released in 1977 on United Artists, Crystal Gayle's Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue soared to number 1 on the country chart and crossed heavily into pop radio.
And don't it make my brown eyes blue.
Though Gayle had multiple hits, this song towers above the rest in public memory. Written by Richard Lee, the track almost went to another artist before Gayle recorded the now iconic version. Picture a softly lit living room, shag carpet underfoot, as the silky vocal drifted from the speakers.
My brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes blue.
The song earned a Grammy and helped define the countrypolitan sound of the late 70s. Even today, that opening line instantly transports listeners back to country radio's most polished and emotionally rich era. Number 3, Delta Dawn by Tanya Tucker.
I hear you say he was meeting you here today.
The bronze medal goes to a teenage powerhouse who shocked the country world. Tanya Tucker's Delta Dawn, released in 1972 on Columbia Records, rocketed into the country top 10 and introduced a 13-year-old voice that sounded far beyond its years.
Say he was meeting you here today.
The song itself had been recorded before, but Tucker's gritty delivery made it unforgettable. Her youth became a major talking point, with many listeners stunned that such emotional depth came from someone so young. Imagine hearing this on a crackling AM radio while driving dusty back roads at sunset.
Could it be a faded rose from days gone?
While Tucker would go on to build a long and successful career, Delta Dawn remains the moment that first stopped the industry in its tracks. It is still widely regarded as one of the most explosive debuts in country music history. Number 2, Ode to Billy Joe by Bobby Gentry.
June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day.
Just shy of the top spot is one of the most haunting story songs ever recorded. Bobby Gentry's Ode to Billy Joe, released in 1967 on Capitol Records, became a massive crossover smash and a number 1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100.
News this morning from Choctaw Ridge.
The song's quiet mystery sparked endless debate about what really happened on the Tallahatchie Bridge. Gentry reportedly wrote it in a single afternoon, never expecting the cultural storm it would create. Picture a humid southern evening with the radio playing softly on the porch as listeners lean closer to catch every word. Though Gentry recorded other music, This moody masterpiece became her defining legacy. Nearly 60 years later, the questions it raised still linger in the minds of country and pop fans alike. Number 1. Harper Valley PTA by Jeannie C. Riley.
Tell you all a story about a Harper Valley widowed wife.
Taking the top spot is a song that didn't just top the charts, it shook the entire country music landscape. Jeannie C. Riley's Harper Valley PTA, released in 1968 on Plantation Records, stormed to number 1 on both the country and pop charts.
Reported you've been drinking and running round with men and going wild.
Written by Tom T. Hall, the song's bold small-town storyline was considered surprisingly daring for its time. Riley recorded it quickly, and few expected the record to explode the way it did. You can almost see jukeboxes lighting up in honky-tonks across America as the chorus kicked in.
She said, I'd like to address this meeting of the Harper Valley PTA.
The single won a Grammy and even inspired a film and television series. Though Riley continued recording, this rebellious anthem became her permanent calling card. If you've enjoyed this trip back in time, don't forget to like and subscribe for more country classics every week. And there you have it, 10 unforgettable one-hit country women whose voices define moments that still echo today. From small-town storytelling to crossover radio magic, these artists prove that sometimes one song is all it takes to make history. Thank you for spending a few minutes in the golden years of country music with us. Don't miss our next countdown. Do you know these 10 cheesy country songs from the 70s, where we dive into another era of timeless country memories? Until then, keep the music close and the memories even closer.